Okay, I need you to. This is one of those videos that absolutely need. Everyone has to make sure you click the thumbs up button and make sure you click that share button down below and get this video out there, because what's been revealed now in this new banning of TikTok legislation is that the government is doing exactly what the government does. And the things that they packed into this bill to try and ban TikTok is legitimately terrifying. It's just like the Patriot Act, only even worse in many cases. They're running out. It's called the Restrict Act. And it is so intrusive, so ridiculously over the top that it even targets private users of VPNs with up to 20 years in prison. I'm going to get into this story right after I advertise a VPN. Make sure you check this out. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2023. If you don't have a VPN, you're missing out on a ton of benefits. Not just a more secure connection, but if you're paying for Netflix, Disney Plus, or any other streaming service, you're already getting locked out of a ton of additional content that you could be enjoying if you used a VPN. And since they've been sponsoring the channel so long, they've rolled out a massive discount for my viewers. That's right, 84% off plus 4 months free. It's $2.03 a month, 4 months free, 84% off. Private Internet Access also offers privacy on all your devices, lightning fast global server network. And look, outside of all the additional content you're going to be able to view out there using Private Internet Access, it also has a strict no logs policy. It's open source. It has state-of-the-art updates. It's instant to set up. You can put it on all of your devices, your tablet, your computer, your mobile phones. It has unlimited bandwidth and so much more. If you don't have a VPN yet, make today the day. Use my link in the description to get Private Internet Access, start being more secure, and unlock loads more content. Private Internet Access now is available on unlimited devices, so make sure you get yours today. This is nuts. This went from something that basically everyone agreed with to now something that everyone needs to know about and needs to fight against. Of course, our government does this. White House very in favor of bill to target TikTok. Now, we should have known something was afoot when so many Democrats were on board to also ban TikTok. It was weird that it had this bipartisan support. It was something I didn't really understand myself either. Appearing on CBS's Face the Nation on Sunday morning, Senator Mark Warner of Virginia said the proposed legislation had picked up support in his congressional chamber from 11 Democrats, of which he is one, as well as 11 Republicans. I think the White House is very in favor of this bill, said Warner, chair of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. Without saying whether Biden's administration would push for these steps to be taken against TikTok, Warner added, "We would give Secretary of Commerce the tools to ban or to force a sale." This is something that we're all basically okay with, right? Except that's not what it is. It actually goes much deeper. In fact, the bill to ban TikTok, this is from Greg Price, is absolutely terrifying. It gives the government the ability to go after anyone they deem, anyone they choose as a national security risk, at which point they can access everything from their computer to video games to their Ring doorbell camera. This is a Patriot Act for the internet. So let's look at Section 3, addressing information and communications technology products and the services that pose undue or unacceptable risk. The security in consultation with the relevant executive department and agency heads is authorized to and shall take action to identify, deter, disrupt, prevent, prohibit, investigate, or otherwise mitigate, including by negotiating, entering into, or imposing and enforcing any mitigation measure to address any risk arising from any covered transaction by any person or with respect to any property subject to jurisdiction of the United States that the Secretary determines. That includes desktop applications, mobile applications, gaming applications, payment applications, web-based applications. I mean, software, hardware, wireless networks, mobile networks, satellite payloads, satellite operations, long, short, and backhaul networks, edge computer platforms, I mean, everything. Everything. He continues, believe it or not, it gets even worse. If they find you in violation, they can put you in jail for 20 years, fine you $1 million, and seize your property. They can also deem any foreign government an adversary without informing charges, and everything they do is not subject to Freedom of Information Act queries. Civil penalties, a fine not more than $250,000 or an amount that is twice the value of the transaction. I mean, you have, this is insane. I thought this was about banning TikTok. If this was about banning TikTok, Greg writes, they would pass a bill that simply bans TikTok. But the Uniparty is trying to create the same system of domestic spying they did after the Twin Towers, but for the internet on steroids. It might as well have been written by the intelligence agencies as a full takeover of the federal government. I mean, it is absolutely insane. Here, Mindy Robinson writes, now we know why the feds are pushing to ban TikTok. The Restrict Act would allow feds to access all the data on our devices, including Ring and home security apps, and it'll be a crime to use a privacy device like a VPN. They've gone full 1984. You can see another good rundown of the Restrict Act. The Restrict Act would allow the government to access data on your video devices if it is a service that uses under 1 million people. This includes services like Ring, doorbell, in-home security cameras, and much more. A VPN won't help you get around this either. If you're caught using a privacy device such as a VPN, you will face up to 20 years in prison and or $1 million in fines. You see, Dr. Lynn Finderella writes, everyone needs to hear about the Restrict Act. This bill is currently known as the TikTok ban by many, but it looks as though we were all deceived again. The TikTok ban is nothing but a distraction while they push the Restrict Act into law. You see here, Mrs. Caucus, the Restrict Act is not limited to just TikTok. It gives the government authority over all forms of communication, domestic or abroad, and grants power to, quote, enforce any mitigation measures to address any risk, meaning they can do whatever they want to national security and now and future. A review and prohibits certain transactions between persons in the United States and foreign adversaries and for other purposes. I mean, this is, or potential future transaction, a thought crime. So what happens if you're designated a national security threat? What can they access of yours to confirm it? Literally everything. Notice the preemptive attack on quantum encryption in there too. It also allows the Director of National Intelligence and Security for Commerce the authority to universally designate new foreign adversaries without notifying Congress, and a 15-day window to even notify the President of the United States. It also requires a joint resolution of Congress to be able to even overturn it. If you recall from before, quote, foreign individuals can now also be U.S. citizens that are deemed a national security threat. Once designated, the bill grants authority to enforce any action deemed necessary to mitigate the threat with zero due process and few limits on punishments. After the federal government has detained you without due process to mitigate the, quote, immediate threat you pose, what kind of punishments await for you in court? Well, how about $1 million fine, 20 years in prison, and forfeiture of everything you own? You might be saying, well, this is crazy. This is insanity. This can't possibly be real. Oh, but my friends, it is real. And the other thing is, look at how the federal government got involved. We know now factually with Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and presumably YouTube and all these other places. We know that the FBI was sending Twitter little tattletale notes over people that didn't even register, like 7 or 8 followers making some Trump tweet, and the FBI was freaking out. If this passes, It will be the greatest infringement on the United States citizens' rights in modern day history, other than maybe lockdowns. The act also grants unlimited hiring power to positions of enforcement, unlimited funds with little or no renew, and immunity to the Freedom of Information Act, which means they can do whatever they want and never get caught. The bill that claims to protect U.S. interests from foreign entities allows the feds to classify anyone they deem is a security threat, even U.S. citizens, as foreign individuals, and gives them unlimited funds, unlimited hiring, no due process, and is immune from FOIA. Wanting to ban TikTok, actually getting tricked into banning Bitcoin by progressives. I mean, it was like, it's insane. For the purpose of this bill, by the way, a transaction is anything by anyone. It's insane. Good job, Mrs. Caucus. Like, this is the greatest infringement on American rights in history, in our history, the people that are alive right now. And I mean, I guess since the Patriot Act. Only this is worse. This is worse than the Patriot Act. They told us that they wanted to ban. Remember when the Patriot Act came out and they're like, don't you want to be safe? Then they're like, oh yeah, we can just wiretap whoever we want. Oh, and also let's get rid of online gambling. Let's get rid of online poker. We don't like that. What did that have to do with making people safe? Nothing. It was just in there. People said, I don't care. I want to be safe. Take these rights away from me. I just want to be safe. I mean, this is insane. This bill cannot pass. Make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you get it out there on Facebook. Get it out there on Twitter, wherever you use, whatever you use. Make sure you subscribe and you turn notifications on right now, because I'll be following this one very closely. You're not going to want to miss anything. And of course, check out Private Internet Access while you can, apparently. We'll talk to you again real soon.